All right, WISEMARY. So what started this band? How did you guys meet?
Well, I met Andrew, our drummer, a couple years ago through just some mutual friends, and then it kind of just snowballed, different members, and kind of settled on this a year ago.
Yeah, Zach, our singer, is our newest addition. He joined like a year and a half ago, if I'm correct.
Yeah, started with a DM over Snapchat. I think it's just Snapchat. But he added me, and first I low-key thought he was like a drug dealer with a full stage name. But it turns out he had an offer for a band. It sounded pretty cool. So hopped on that and done some pretty cool stuff in the last year. So probably the best decision
Where
Yeah,
did
we all kind of met through through social media DMs. It's kind of
Yeah, I
weird.
got texted on Instagram. That's all it was.
hmm. Where did you get the name WISEMARY from? You were originally the Guilty Pleasures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Uh, so I don't know. We kind of just wanted a new direction with the name. We kind of felt like we had grown a lot and almost kind of grown out of the name Guilty Pleasures. So we wanted something that kind of fit the new image and was a bit easier to market because a lot of times with like Google Analytics now, like Guilty Pleasures just isn't a very workable name. So we figured we'd find something cool. And we threw some stuff around, and it took us a long time to figure out something we really like. Finally settled on.
Took us about a year.
Yeah, a long year, and
Yeah, just a
then
year of brainstorming ideas on like a whiteboard and just trying different stuff. We can never agree on anything up until we found Wiseman.
Yeah.
yeah, and that was kind of it.
I didn't even agree. Carson had to pay me like a couple.
$100.
You have
We got it.
you have a self-titled album coming out. WISEMARY. What can you tell me about it? What can we expect? Is it different than in the songs you had while still working under the name Guilty Pleasures?
Oh yeah, it's
Completely
extremely
different.
different.
I think it's
Yeah,
just a lot more mature. And when we were recorded with Guilty Pleasures, we really had no idea what we were doing because it was all of our first experience with recording, and Zach wasn't even in the band when we were recording with Guilty Pleasures. But as soon as Zach joined the band, we were just writing material constantly, and with help of our producer Carl Napa, we were able to get 12, I believe 12 songs on the album and more coming.
What can you tell me about the writing process? Who writes the lyrics?
so usually I write the lyrics and the vocal melody, but it's kind of weird that in a lot of bands there's usually like one or two main songwriters. For us, it's usually like everyone does their own part kind of thing. It all seems to kind of come together in its own unique way, which I think has made this set of tracks pretty interesting. See that combined vision.
When we write, we usually just it's a group effort and we all just put in our own part. But then like what's different about this album from anything else we recorded is like the producer aspect. Like we've been lucky to work with this producer named Carl Napa, and he basically just like polished everything. Like when you put headphones in and you listen to the album, you can hear on the left side and on the right side distinct parts, and those are the musicians' parts that you're hearing. Like nothing's really like able to be done in the studio that we can't do live, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's mostly thanks to Carl.
Yeah, like this album really represents like what we can each do as musicians rather than what we had as guilty pleasures. There were songs, but never really, resemble what we could do.
All right, so you're from St. Louis, which I've never interviewed a band from there. What's the music scene like there? Like how DC's really inspired by punk, Philly's a weird mix of Midwestern emo and funk. What's going on in St. Louis?
I think
Yeah,
St. Louis is awesome for music. Like if
I
you just
agree.
want to go to like downtown, you want to go to like a club, like you'll hear this awesome blues band. Or if you want to like wait for Saturday to go to a venue, you'll hear rock, you'll hear like a funky band, you'll hear pretty much anything. And then there's a large hip hop scene here too. So really, whatever you want to hear, you'll be able to find it. But St. Louis definitely like specializes in blues for sure.
Yeah, and there's a really big like underground hardcore scene here too. Like a lot of the bands are doing some cool stuff, like basement shows and different things like that. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So I have a few more songwriting related questions. So do you think it's better to be depressed to write a sad song, or actually to be in love to write a love song? Is a song better if it's something that's actually happens to you?
I don't know if
Hmm.
it's like
Great
better
question.
to be sad to write a sad song, but I think you have to have the experience to write it. So maybe you're not sad in the moment, but I don't think you can fake the emotions you write. If that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah, for us to be something
I
to
could,
draw on personally.
I'm not really like sad right now, but I could write a sad song thinking about when I was sad.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Or a sad drum part.
I think being in the moment does help though sometimes. Like if you do have
Yeah.
that moment to sit down with those emotions in the guitar, I think you do get some really raw things coming out kind of subconsciously. But I think you can go about it either way and get really good results.
Right.
I'm seeing a Jeff Buckley picture in the background. What are some of the musicians that have like really inspired your music? The greats.
Should we go like one by one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll start because I got the Jeff poster. I've been really just getting into more songwriting, like guys like Jeff Buckley, John Mayer, stuff like that, Gordon Lightfoot as of late.
Yeah, I feel like I grew up on a lot of that kind of stuff of like singer-songwriter and kind of really more in the like pop punk emo scene at some points. Just, early on, got exposed to some of that stuff, like Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance. Um, but really, like, recently, it's been a lot of like the 70s, like Fleetwood Mac style, kind of almost hippie-ish music that I've been listening to a lot.
Yeah, I kind of like when I was a kid, my dad would always drive me around and he'd always play like grunge and stuff like that and hard rock. I feel like that's always just kind of resonated with me. I like the heavier stuff, more attention grabbing. It's kind of what's piqued my interest always. Like a forceful sound, and like it's whether that's for a heavier song or a quieter song. It's kind of stuff like Alice in Chains and stuff, grunge rock.
Um, yeah, with me, anything that gives me like a feeling I can enjoy. So like anywhere from like slow songs by Zeppelin to like Guns N' Roses, like borderline speed metal. I can get into, but like as long as a band can do what they do live, as good, if not better, than what's on the record, then I can get behind them and support them. But to be specific, like Led Zeppelin, Allman Brothers, Van Halen, to name a few.
Yeah, I'm with Ryan on that one. I think
I
anything
agree too.
Yeah, we
anything
all kind of share interests between music and just like different bands and
Right.
stuff too.
anything that gives me, that's why I started drumming, is the music gave me the energy to just want to play. But some drummers that I really like are like Jimmy Chamberlain, Dave Grohl, Brian St. Pierre, Steve Gorman, John Bonham, the classics, you know.
All good options. So what's been your craziest band story? Be it like a tour, a concert, anything that particularly sticks out?
I don't know. It's a good
We might need a minute to think.
I feel like you guys are better for answering
Craziest.
this one.
I feel like the funniest thing that's happened at like one of our early shows is like
Oh God, I know where he's going.
we were playing this like carnival thing or something, and then
Oh, dude.
this little kid like ran, like ran up to the middle of like this dance floor, and there was like a ton of people like making space, like between us and like the crowd. And then this kid like ran up right in the middle and just like threw up like everywhere on the ground and just ran away.
Like right in front of the stage too, like just right on the ground.
One time we
I'd
forgot our
buy it.
instruments to the stage, but
That was,
Yeah.
it wasn't my fault. They're gonna try something else.
It's unfortunate. How did the rest of the show go after the unfortunate vomit?
It was-
Good.
yeah, I played fine.
I wasn't at that
It
one.
was hard not to laugh on stage, but
Oh, I almost fell off the stage in a
Oh,
dinosaur onesie
oh yeah.
a couple months back.
he was
That-
like
that-
falling off stage.
Very close to falling off a tall stage.
He always-
He
Thankfully,
tumbled,
Zach
but he
grabbed
caught
my
himself. It was good. Yeah, he caught
Yeah.
himself.
Oh, there was also one point where we were playing in front of the most people we've ever seen ever, probably like 15,000 people, and last song mid solo, Carson's guitar like came unplugged or something. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Oh
Down
my-
at the pedal board or something.
Yeah.
Fell off
Had
the
glitches.
stage.
Guys, I thought this was gonna be good, but it's not. What the heck?
Those are terrible, Celsius.
Those are like really bad for you too.
Oh well, shit.
Yeah, I was on those for a while, and then I heard that, and I said, I'm good.
My sister has been around. I can't. It's not great.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
see
not
what
trying
happens.
to like publicly criticize things in the radio show, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Celsius is terrible.
Valid.
That seems to be the end of questions I have for WISEMARY, and make sure to listen to their new stuff coming out, and even the old stuff's pretty good. Thanks for being on the show.